Someone had asked me a question. And it's so funny that they asked me the question because recently prior, the question about a show, I was at the mall and I went to a store called FYE, which is like a mall staple depending on where you're from, where you're at. I was walking down one of the aisles and I saw figures of the said show. Now, we've all are familiar with this. Like, it could be a song or a lyric to a song, a note from music. It could be a scene from a movie, a TV show, whatever it is. Once we see or hear it, we have these moments. I call them brain blasts, like from Jimmy Neutron when he would have a brain blast. It would be like that brain blast or like that click, like, oh my god, I know this song. I used to hear this song. This song is from da 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 da. You know, or oh, this is the suit, the suit from Edward Scissorhand when he's dancing when he's making the ice sculpture, blah blah. Went to FYE, and I saw these figures from a cartoon show, from a TV show called Biker Mice from Mars. When I saw those figures, I was like, I know these people. I remember watching them. And the question came sometime later. An individual had asked me, have I seen Biker Mice from Mars? And I have. The only one that I remember, so you have a tan one, you have a dark one who's got an eye patch and a cybernetic arm. And then you have another one who is a white furred mouse and he has like half of his face cyber, got kind of robotic like, kind of like that. And he's got like what looks like horns and antennas, something like that. I believe his name is Vinny. I don't know about the other two, but his name is Vinny. The tan one with the glasses, he is the leader of that group. And their planet was destroyed. And if I remember correctly, they would often, it was a long, long time ago. I can't remember if it was on Fox Kids or Cartoon Network. I want to say Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network is no stranger from doing kid-friendly, gritty stuff. Then again, Fox Kids isn't a stranger to that either. I mean, after all, they had Goosebumps airing on it, and there were some dark episodes on Goosebumps. Let me tell you that. And then they did have X-Men. They did air Spider-Man Unlimited, which was a little bit on the darker side compared to Spider-Man the Animated Series. But Spider-Man the Animated Series, it had its dark moments, it's had its scary moments too. Hence why, they're no stranger for gritty stuff either. Look at Erie, Indiana. Erie, Indiana, especially the episode with the record player. There was an episode with the record player and the girl was trying to find that record player or a record to play on that record player because it was from her father, something like that. But yeah, like I said, I don't remember if it was on Fox Kids or Cartoon Network. It had to be on Cartoon Network. Something's telling me it was on Cartoon Network. Then again, it may have been on Fox Kids. Like I said, it was a long time ago. Very, very long time. I mean, I'm 31. Okay, I'm 31, so it's been a long, long time ago. So, like I said, I'm 31 years old. Yeah, I look a lot younger than I am, but it's been a long time. I was born in 94, so I'm 31 years old. Yeah, this show was in the 90s. I wouldn't be surprised if because almost every good show out there that was 93. Power Rangers started, and I believe in 93, 94. And I was watching it, things like that. So I was young, but I remember a good amount of it. But yeah, so it may have been on Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network's no stranger to gritty stuff either. You had Captain Planet. You had the New Adventures of Johnny Quest. Now they were not holding back in that show. Neither was Reboot. You had SWAT Cats, so I don't see why bikers mice of Mars would be on there. But like I said, it was a long time ago. I don't know for sure what network was on, but I do remember watching that show. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like I said, the only one I remember is Vinny. Vinny's the only one I remember. I don't remember the other two names, but I know the tan one was the leader. And they were a trio of 3. They would often go head to head with some cowboy-like, outlaw. Like I said, it's been a long, long while. I don't know off the top of my head. I just remember I used to watch that show. One of them was named Vinny. They would ride bikes. They would get into trouble. I remember watching it. I can't tell you what episodes I remember watching, but I do remember watching it. And I do remember what the characters look like and everything. And when I saw the figures of it, I was like, oh my god, I remember these guys. I remember them. I don't remember the episodes, but I do remember watching it. So I do remember it. I can't tell you what episodes, because it was a long time ago. I wouldn't be surprised if the moment I watched it was the last time I watched it. Because some shows would do that to you. You would watch maybe 2-3 episodes and they would stop giving it, like, out of nowhere, And that still happens to this day. Look at Caprica. Caprica, after 4 or 5 episodes of the second season, Sci-Fi stopped showing it, and it kept on going in Canada on their Sci-Fi network called Space. On their Sci-Fi called Space. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it all of a sudden stopped showing. I remember I would go on demand and it wouldn't update. It only had like the 5 episodes. It's like, what the heck? So it really didn't make a lick of sense when that happened. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, so I do remember that show. I don't remember a lot of the episodes. I do remember watching it. Like I said, the only person that I remember was Vinny. I know one of them. I know that the Dark-furred rat started with an M. His name started with an M, and the other one started with a T. What exactly their names were, I don't know. Morito, and then Toro, I don't know. Tyro, I don't know. Or Tyrone, I don't know. Vinny's the only one I remember, and I'm pretty sure, I think Vinny was the favorite. Was like, how Michelangelo was like almost everyone's favorite because he was like the party dude? I think that was Vinny as well. But like I said, it's been a long, long time, because like the Dark-furred one was like the tough guy. He was the muscle. And then Vinny was more of the party dude / smart guy. And then the tan one was the leader. I remember a lot of people would compare him to Leo from Ninja Turtles. But then again, I don't know. Like I said, it was a long, long time ago. Oh my god. That was 30 years ago. Or maybe less than that. Maybe 20-something years ago. Like I said, I'm 31. I'm 31. And it's just like, I'm having brain blasts left and right. But the biker mice from Mars, I have heard. I have seen. I just saw figures of it in FYE. So I do remember watching the show. I just don't remember a whole lot. like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if I watched it a couple of times and then never again because they stopped airing it. I did do my research, and it aired in 93 and ended in 96. So if anything, whether I started watching in 96 or before that, then that would explain why I never saw it again. But I know they did a revival. Apparently they tried to do a revival in 2006 and it was on 4Kids. But in 2006, I was like freaking 12 years old. I was 12 years old and we moved overseas. So, and not only that, it only lasted like, what, a year, 2 years? I don't know. But yeah, I remember watching that show. I just don't remember the episodes. But yeah, I used to watch that show and to see the toys, that's just phenomenal. No, I didn't buy the toys. I didn't buy them. Because, FYE does tend to be a lot more expensive. But, yeah, I remember the show. I remember watching the show.